Leon Olguin here, and welcome to At Home with Music. This is going to be a condensed version of what you learned if you went through the Music Basics series. So we're going to condense it all into one video here, and what I'm going to show you in this video is how to find 36 basic chords starting with one basic chord. We're going to start with one chord and build from there, just doing a couple of simple things, and then you'll find all the basic chords. You'll be able to do this without having to memorize all 36. Just find the first one, do what I show you in this video, and you'll find all the other basic chords. So we're going to start with this chord. This is C major. The notes contained in C major are C, E, and G. Three-note chord. All right, you got that one down? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these three notes and we're going to raise each of them by half a step. And that means we're going to go from the key that you started on and then go to the next available key. Could be a black key, could be a white key. Just go to the next key. Don't skip over any. So the C is going to go to C sharp. The E is going to go to F, and the G is going to go to G sharp. Now we could also call this D flat, and we could also call this one A flat. So you have D flat, F, A flat. Now notice how this chord sounds kind of like this one, only a little bit higher. So now you have C sharp major or D flat major. So anytime you build a chord on a black note, it can have two names. Now we do the same thing again. We raise the D flat to D. We raise the F to F sharp. We raise the A flat to A. Now we have, you guessed it, D major. And we continue on using the chromatic scale. And you remember the chromatic scale is when you play every note on the keyboard without skipping over any. So we've gone from C major to D flat major to D major, and now we're going to go to E flat major, E major, F major, F sharp major or G flat major, G major, A flat major, A major, B flat major, B major, and then we're back to C. Now you may be wondering, when I got to this one, why didn't I call this D sharp major? Well, most of the time this is going to be referred to as E flat major, and there's a reason for that. It has to do with key signatures and stuff that we can get into at a later date. But right now, just be aware that it's usually called E flat major. This one, however, can be called F sharp major or G flat major. That's pretty normal. This one could also be called G sharp major, but more often it is referred to as A flat major. This one is almost always, this particular chord built on this note, this black key right here, almost always referred to as B flat major. Very rarely would you call this A sharp major. Once again, that has to do with key signatures, which is something we don't really need to worry about right now. So, when you play all these chords, there's 12. Now, here's how you find the next 12. Go back to C major, and we're going to turn this now into a minor chord. We're going to do that by taking the middle note, which is E, and we're going to lower it half a step to E flat. Now you get C minor. And you do the same thing. You use the chromatic scale, C sharp minor, D minor, E flat minor, and so on, all the way up and then we're back to C minor. So now you've got 24 chords. Now we got 12 more. And to get to these final 12 chords, starting from this chord, C major, we're going to turn C major into C7. And by doing that, we create a 4-note chord, a 7th chord. 2 ways to get to it. We're playing C major, and incidentally, we're playing this in root position, meaning that the note after which the chord is named is also the lowest note in the chord. Now, we could play it different ways, inversions. We're not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to help you find those 36 basic chords, starting with one basic chord. So here's C major. We've already turned it into C minor. Now we're going to turn it back to C major. We're going to add a 4th note to make it C7. We're going to make it a 7th chord. 2 ways to do it. We can start with the highest note, the G, and count 1, 2, 3. 3 half steps beyond G, we add this B flat. Now we have C7. The other way is to go to the next C and come down 2 half steps. 1, 2. You end up in the same place. So now we have a 7th chord, and we're going to do the same thing again with the chromatic scale. This could be a little trickier because now we have 4 notes to deal with instead of just 3. So the C goes to C sharp, the E goes to F, the G goes to G sharp, also A flat, remember, and the B flat goes to B, and now we have C sharp 7 or D flat 7, and we keep going. Now you'll notice I'm playing these chords with 2 hands just because it's fun for me to do it that way. You can also play them with 1 hand. Now what I just did there, by playing through all the chords, that's a good exercise for you to do because it'll get you used to hearing them and also playing them, creating the sound yourself. So now you have 12 major chords, 12 minor chords, and 12 7th chords, all starting from C major. So that's the best way, I believe, to find all the basic chords. Now, you might be thinking, gosh, there's an awful lot more chords than that. But in reality, all other chords, as fancy as they might be, are based on these basic chords. Minor chords, major chords, and 7th chords. So we'll get into some of these other kind of chords in later videos, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to find all the basic chords, 36 of them, starting with one basic chord. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you. This is sort of like the fast course to finding chords. What do we do with those chords? Well, that's something that we can talk about in future videos. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do that. And I look forward to continuing our musical journey together here at Home with Music. Also, if you'd like to support my work, you can go to my Patreon page and you can help support the channel that way as well. Thank you again, and I'll talk to you in the next one.